Hi everybody. So you've started receiving your portable SDRs, so I'm going to give you a quick tour of how it works. The first thing you need to know is how to move around the interface. So whatever's red and highlighted on screen is the thing that you can change, and the way you move is by pushing in on the knob and turning it at the same time, and that moves the selection around. And then to change the selection, you let go, or you stop pushing in, and then you turn the knob, just like that. So in this case, as you can see, we're moving the frequency selection around. And over here on the side we have the waterfall display that shows all the signals that are being received in this part of the spectrum. Above the frequency display is the mode selection. Currently we've got lower sideband, upper sideband, and AM. Not everything works exactly right. Lower sideband is the most functional right now. Underneath the frequency display is the filter selection. The first digit represents the lower part of the filter. In this case, since we're listening to lower sideband, that would be the closest to the center frequency. That little white bar right there shows us what we're going to be able to hear. So if you move your lower frequency up, it's going to cut off the low frequencies. If you move your upper frequency up or down, it's going to adjust it that way. Beneath that we have the S meter. You can see it's bouncing up and down in time with the signal. The numbers aren't calibrated at all yet. They're just there as kind of a placeholder, so don't worry too much about them. Up at the top, that 70 is the volume, and that's kind of a hack, but it kind of works. So it's a lie. Okay, so you can hear the signal, and you can see how if we alter the filters, we can cut it off to where we can barely hear it. Okay, what else? Up here in the upper right, those are so you can see the status of the paddles. That's more of a debug thing. That'll probably go away later. But you can see when you click the paddles, those move. The paddles each have an inside and outside contact, so that's why there's 2 squares for each one, depending on the position of the paddle. Right now it's set up so that if you push the thumb paddle, it will switch into a transmit mode. Don't expect a whole lot out of the transmit mode, but it sort of works. Just not at any sort of reasonable power level. While we're at it, the microphone is right there through that hole. So you can see if I speak while it's in this mode, it's showing the spectrograph of what I'm saying. Speakers down here, this is the programming header. Pin 1 is the one on the left. You've got 2 buttons right there. There's a reset and a boot. If you want to put the PSDR into a firmware update mode over USB, which you probably don't need to worry about yet, you hold down boot and then hit reset. But like I said, that's mostly for later. There's no firmware updates available yet, so we'll come back to that. Let me turn this down a little bit. So on the side here, we've got, this is the main antenna connector. This connector is going to be used for the vector network analyzer functions. Currently it doesn't do much. USB connector and the earphone mic connector. This is designed to use smartphone style, like earphone mic combo. It isn't really well tested yet, so I'm not sure how well that'll work. One thing that's worth pointing out is USB chargers really vary in quality of how clean the signal is. So for example, this one, when it's plugged in, it kind of ruins my signal. But when I plug this one in, it doesn't do much at all. So if you're getting weird results from your charger, try some other ones and see how you do. Those of you that have yours will have noticed that it comes completely dead, and when you plug it in, it turns on and there's no way to turn it off. That's currently because I haven't implemented the code for turning it off. I think what the plan is eventually there will be a menu that you can scroll over to and you can just tell it to turn off. And then I think what I want to do is to turn it back on, you just give the knob a good twist. Kind of like removing a cap from a bottle or something, and that would wake it up. There's definitely a lot of features that aren't fully tested, lots of things that don't work yet, but the hardware is pretty functional, and hopefully this will give everyone what they need to start testing, and for the ambitious ones out there to start helping me improve the firmware. So that's the quick tour. I'll give more information later on, maybe come up with some real documentation, but hopefully that's enough information to get you guys started. All right, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.